Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Storytime with Rob. I'm so happy to be here this morning. Again, fall is just such an amazing thing. I just absolutely love it. And I am holding a missionary journal. I was trying to think about what I wanted to share with you today, and I pulled this out because I remembered a story, personal experience that happened to me while serving a mission in South Africa many years ago. And I grabbed my journal to see if I could find it, and lo and behold, I did. So I'm going to tell you about this person that I met in South Africa. We were knocking on doors, and we knocked on the door of this man, and as he opened the door, a billow of smoke just poured out of his apartment, and it was unbelievably strong. Here stands this man. He's probably about 280 pounds, has a beard that's just like this, and dirty. His apartment was filthy. He smoked, and I kid you not, 4 packs of cigarettes a day. He would literally light a cigarette from the other one when he was done. And we got in there and we started talking to him. And he was a really nice guy and started telling us a little bit about his life. And there on his dresser, amongst all of his junk, was this book. And it was one of those, I don't know, medical journal books that was like this thick bound. And I was fascinated with it, so I walked over and I grabbed this book and I asked him if I could look at it. He said, "Sure, go ahead." And I opened the first page, and this was this big, huge, probably 6-8 inch medical journal, really old. And I opened the first page, and on the first page was a quote by the author. And I don't remember his name, I don't remember anything, but I do remember the quote. And I read it, and it's never left my mind. It said this: "Why conceal that which relieves distress?" Why conceal that which relieves distress? And after reading that and looking at him, I knew immediately what my purpose was from that point on in serving my mission. I was there to help people to relieve distress. And there was nothing greater in relieving distress than sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ. It's just not possible. So we sat down with this guy. He was a complete alcoholic, smoked 4 packs of cigarettes a day. He looked horrible. And we sat down and began to teach him. And I want to share just a short thing from my journal that I wrote about it, the first experience that we had teaching him. He said, we got to see Doug, which was his name. So we went back and we taught him a first discussion and gave him some scriptures. And he really wants to read, and he also wants to come to church. And we had a good talk about the word of wisdom. He is an alcoholic and can't stop drinking. So we committed him to quit, and he said he didn't think he could quit by himself, but that he needed help. So I explained to him that we can give blessings through the priesthood power which we hold, and that it can help him to quit drinking. So we gave him a blessing. He was very confident it would help him. And we have a lot of faith that he can do it. We're both excited about his journey. So let me tell you what happened after that. So we gave him this blessing, and then we left, and we came back a couple of days later and met with him again. His apartment was completely spotless. Everything was cleaned out, and he still looked a little rough, but the place was clean. He threw away all of his cigarettes. he quit drinking cold turkey. Now, I'm not saying that that's going to last forever in his time. You know, it's tough. It's tough to just quit like that. And I know he struggled a little bit later. But it was amazing to see the transformation. So the following week, we go to church. And here comes this gentleman into the church. And we as missionaries always go and welcome people that we don't know or recognize, because that's what we do. And we went right up to this guy and introduced ourselves and said, "Hey, welcome to church, clean cut, short haircut, clean shaven." And he said, "I'm Doug." And we had no idea that this was Doug. He was so different. He was so much clean. And it was just incredible. He continued to progress, and we taught him the gospel for a period of 3 to 5 weeks, and eventually he was baptized and joined the church. What an amazing experience it was to see the transformation of this great man. Why conceal that which relieves distress? I love that saying, and the greatest thing that can relieve any distress, as I mentioned, is to take full advantage of the atonement of Jesus Christ. The fact that he came to earth, our elder brother, the Son of God, and he took upon himself the sins of the world so that we could, one, become forgiven, we could overcome the trials that we have, become clean again through repentance, and two, he helped us to overcome physical death, which is something that we just could not do on our own. Through the great power of the resurrection, which he displayed for us perfectly on the third day when he rose from the dead, becoming a perfect, glorified being, he promised that we, all of us, have this great blessing in store for us as well. We need to take full advantage of that good news and share it with everybody that we know. Again, why conceal that which relieves distress? I can think of nothing greater. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I hope you stay safe. And until tomorrow, be safe.